This is the word we use in the Vedic literature. Moksha means liberation. You might ask, from what I need to liberate? If you look at these kama, artha and dharma, you will find one similarity, that you are continuously depending on the other things or the other people for your happiness. As long as you are dependent, it indicates that you have no control over it. Anything can happen. You might be thinking that you are accumulating the money, but the money that you are saving in a bank, the bank can go bankrupt. In a day, recession can happen. You can lose all your money. You think that my wife or husband is the objective in the dharma, and the very next day they can tell you that I am really bored with you, I am moving away. Now suddenly, whatever you looked as the happiness has turned utterly into sadness. You were thinking these were the source for my happiness, but that have become the source for your misery. Now, you don't want to fall into the same trap. Now, you are looking towards to be independent. Moksha means I depend on myself completely for my happiness. Once this is done, you are liberated from all the bondages. What are the bondages that they talk about in every religion is this, that there is a dependency. Continuous dependency is there around me, and this is always dangerous. And it is always there, you can lose it any time. So that is why the fourth is given the importance. Can I be with myself and yet I feel complete? Is it possible, is the question. And the inquiry is yoga. It is a question, can I feel independent? Can I experience the absolute freedom? And the answer is the path of yoga. Yoga is designed in such a way that you no more feel like a beggar. You don't go and ask somebody to love you. You don't go ask somebody to be nice to you. You don't expect anything from the others. Now you have become a king who goes on giving. Whether they're written or not, it doesn't matter. You love everybody, go on giving love, but you are not expecting in return. In Vedanta, they say very beautifully, how you can love anybody if you have not loved yourself? And how you can expect anybody to enjoy your presence where you cannot enjoy your aloneness? These are the question, real question. You don't know what love is, and you have never even said to yourself, the best practice that you are going to do from today, or not today, from tomorrow morning itself, as soon as you get up in the morning, stand in front of the mirror and say, I love you. Because this is being not done for many years. You went on saying this word to everybody, but you never said to yourself. You went on appreciating everybody around you, but when it comes to you, you went on condemning yourself. And with this state, do you expect somebody will love you? No. There is no understanding of love. Love is not something that you get from the others. Love is your very being. It is your nature. If you don't recognize that, then you always try to do business in the name of love. So, moksha is liberating because you realize your true being, the true state, where you can even exist without the body and the mind. Even these two things cannot be dependent because it is continuously changing. So moksha is something, that state of nirvana that Buddha calls it, Mahavira calls it the state of moksha, Maharshi Patanjali calls it the state of samadhi, refers to one thing. That state, it is no more divisible, it is one. So moksha means now you are not searching anywhere else. You are trying to search within. We can correlate the yesterday's lecture with this. The first is the Brahmana, where you have to control your karma. Otherwise, if you are losing your karma, then you lose your life. In the second stage, it is the Samhita, where again you need to understand the artha. You need to accumulate the money, but in a virtuous way. If you go on cheating everybody around you and make a great bank balance, then one day you're going to lose it. The third is the Aranyaka, where you try to flower using the relationship that you find around you. And the last, Upanishad, refers to moksha. That is why it is said to sit with oneself. Now, I just want to feel independent. Why I cannot feel this state of happiness throughout the day? Why it is very short-lived? Even if you get an Oscar or a Nobel Prize, it is just till the moment you hold the prize. The moment you hold it, happiness is gone. It is very short-lived. But sadness is something having the opposite quality. It leaves you very, very slowly. You cannot contain happiness for longer duration because you never experienced it within yourself as your nature. You are always trying to find the stimulus, the reason for it to be happy. So yoga, shastra or yogic science is designed in such a way that you will come in contact with the true self. That is what we call it in the Yoga Sutra, tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. Then you will know who you are. Once you go beyond the body and the mind, and you simply become that awareness itself, and then you will realize. And this should be in everybody's experience. That is why Buddha said, everybody is Buddha until he realizes it. Everybody has the chance to experience this state, but we stop ourselves. We do not try to live naturally, as simply as possible. We go on, make our life very complex. That is why Confucius has said, life is too simple, but often we make it complicated. It is very simple, but we go on having so many afflictions, and it is mainly caused by the mind. And why? All misery is born out of ignorance. So that is why you will understand the word Veda. Why Veda means knowledge. Once there is knowledge, there is bliss. If there is ignorance, there is sadness. There is always the misery. We are continuously living in the dream state. You are continuously thinking. That is what in Yoga Sutra they call as the chitta vrittis. We live in a dream state. And in the word in the terminology of yoga, we use awakening. It is simply to get up. Enough of dream. It is simply like when somebody is sleeping and they are having nightmares, they are shouting, crying. How you are going to help them? Are you going to enter their dream like Inception movie and say, it is a dream, don't worry, I am here, I'll support you? No, the best possible way to help a person who is having trauma in his dream is to wake him up and say, forget about it, this is the reality. Because you are dreaming, it appears as if it is a real thing happening, isn't it? That is why many times you fall off the bed, because you take it so seriously. When you are dreaming, you experience joy and suffering too, because mind exists there. So, yoga is simply to awake. Enough of dream. That is what Buddha means, the awakened one, who is no more sleeping. He is awake. He is looking the world as it is. He is not projecting any idea. And that is the subject of yoga. How I can awake myself. How I can go back to my center again. I have lost it. Now, yoga helps you to find your way back home. So, Vedic civilization played a very important role in the discovery of the subject yoga. It is not invention, it is a discovery. And that is why yoga gives more importance to its practice. Through the practices, you can tune yourself. So now we have to discuss about a very prominent figure in the field of yoga, who is called as Maharshi Patanjali.